We joke, but it's no joking matter
I
here
know.
because so many will be affected by this. Okay, we're 24 hours only after a U.S. judge ruled that health care reform is unconstitutional. Two Republican senators set to introduce legislation that would allow states to opt out. How would that work? Senator Lindsey Graham out of South Carolina, Senator John Barrasso, a doctor and a senator out of Wyoming. How are you guys doing? And good morning to both of you, senators.
We're doing great, Bill. Thank you.
Senator Graham, what did you think of the decision yesterday from the judge first off?
Well, it's encouraging. It's one front of a three-front attack. You got the legal system now being used to challenge Obama health care. The House had a repeal and replace bill that's now in the Senate. And what Senator Barrasso and I have is the third front to challenge Obama health care and take the fight from Washington to the states to allow people to opt out of this bill if they choose. So the judge's ruling gave momentum to the idea that we need to replace and repeal this bill.
Now, Senator Barrasso, Senator Graham touched on it. What does it mean when you allow a state to opt out? Opt out of what?
Yeah, well, first, Bill, I tell you, I think that ruling in Florida was a second stake in the heart of Obamacare. What we want now is, it's called the State Health Care Choice Act. We know one size doesn't fit all, and the president said in his State of the Union, if you have some good ideas, bring them forward. We want a state to be able to say, we know what's best for the people that live in our state. So a state can say, we don't want this individual mandate in our state. A number of states have already passed laws to that effect. We want a state to be able to say, we don't want this employer mandate in our state with all of the penalties. We want a state to be able to say, we don't want all these Medicaid unfunded liabilities, entitlements, passing the cost on to the state. We don't want that. And we also want states to be able to say, we can determine what's best for the people in our state in terms of what level of insurance they may need. Don't let Washington force it on us.
All right, and Senator Graham, who at the state level makes that call?
We're going to let the state legislators do that and have the governor sign the bill. I'm going to be doing an event with my governor, Nikki Haley. Remember when she asked President Obama when she was governor-elect Haley, we would like to kind of opt out. They've had 200-something waivers for unions and other companies. Look at this opt-out provision as the ultimate waiver. We would be giving you at the state level, the state legislator and the governor, the ability to opt out of the provisions that Senator Barrasso indicated. And if I were a senator up here, I would hate to take away from the people in my state the ability to chart their own destiny when it came to health care. And that's what this bill would allow people at home to speak up.
So you're challenging the individual mandate, the business mandate, and expansion of Medicaid. At least two of those three were decided by that judge in Florida. Senator Barrasso,
Right.
Is this that much different from that?
Well, that's going to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want states to be able to make the decision ultimately, but realistically, we need to repeal and replace this entire health care law. You and I know this is bad for patients, it's bad for providers, the nurses and doctors who take care of those patients, and it's bad for taxpayers. This law has really done nothing to get down the cost of care. All of the promises the president made, they've been broken in terms of you being able to keep what you have if you like it, and in terms of the impact on cost. The president talks a lot about more coverage for people, but coverage doesn't necessarily mean care. And we've seen in New York and in California significant cuts to Medicaid that are being proposed, which are going to impact on the ability of people to get care, even though the president has taken the other line and equates those two. It's not the same.
Senators, thanks to both of you. I know there's a press conference in 2 hours. Appreciate the preview. Senator Graham, Senator Barrasso, appreciate your time.
Thanks, Bill.
All right.
Thanks,
Mark.
Bill.